My nonprofit brain is about to explode.
You're among friends.
Thank you. I got to breathe here. You know, I have that kind of brain. I know how to do program design to make changes in the world. And I got an award for it from the California Association of Nonprofits. I know how to do this. I don't know how to do this.
Yes.
Right.
So that's a concern. A lot of the colleagues that I work with and know very well who are doing wonderful things in the world to change the world, we have a different kind of way we think about this. And I'm here kind of shaking because I'm kind of scared. And so I'm being really honest. My question is, how can we, the nonprofit world, blend with you and communicate with you about the best way to get this out so that it's comfortable, so that we can use it?
Yeah. You want to take it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we need your help. So what we
Right back at you.
Right. So what we know is that we can create robust tools and then open it up, or platforms, open it up so that many more people can innovate. We need to work one-on-one with you to figure out how can we make this most palatable and translatable to your nonprofit and to the broader nonprofit community. So a great thing to do offline, like after this session, will be to start that dialogue.
Yeah.
What hopefully you'll find when you go to the website and you cruise around, as Adam was saying, there's been a lot of documentation put up there to make it simple. So you might be surprised at how easy it is to update your iGoogle page, to enhance your Facebook page, to do things like that. But let's start that conversation today.
I mean, and if it's not easy enough, I mean, and, you know, we've seen it all, right? If it's not easy enough, then tell us. Tell us this isn't easy enough. I can't figure it out. Or, and by the way, easy, you know, in my brain doesn't just mean like I'm capable of it, but it should be fast. So my metric is, okay, how many clicks is it actually for me? I know what I'm doing. I can rewrite all this stuff, but I don't have time. I've got about 3 seconds, and this thing has just got to work, right? And if it doesn't work, I'm on to the next thing, right? And that's the way the web is. And so if it's not 3 seconds, it's not really that easy, then tell us. And if you have a suggestion on how to make it easier, tell us that too, because that would be incredibly helpful.
Yep.
There's feedback forms all over the site because we don't know. We think this is easy, and we've seen some success. I mean, I saw the United Jewish Communities, I think, sent us a spreadsheet. I was like, wow, and it kind of worked. My goodness. And then, but the first time we tried it, we didn't have the little checker in there. And nothing worked, of course, because, you know, they put stuff in the wrong field, they misspelled the name of the city, and therefore we couldn't figure out where it is on the map, whatever, right? And so I thought, oh, we need a checker. So we put out a checker. And then sure enough, that was easy enough. Even with 6 instructions and all that text, turns out that's easy enough. And there's a lot of incentive, right? If you have a volunteer event and you want people to come, you know, you have a motivation to go do this, especially if it's not, no one's charging you to do it. Of course you want to do this stuff. But you want to do the stuff that's easy. And so we're trying our best, and if it's not easy enough, we'll make it easier. So it's certainly possible.
And one of the things I would say for you is to think about this as an individual, and as an individual who wants to volunteer to give back to your own community. And so when you visit the site, maybe start there and say, hey, you know what, I've got 8 hours next Saturday and I want to volunteer doing something. And that's going to take you through this whole path that Adam walked us all through. And as you do that as an individual who wants to give back, your nonprofit brain's going to say, wow, I wish we could do this, or we should be doing X or Y, or this is how we can take this module and put it here. We can put it on our blog. We could put it on this part of our website, and we can really promote this aspect of what All for Good's doing around this, around our cause, around the place that we look to make an impact. And start there just as yourself.
Hi. Hi, back here. Hi. So you closed your comments by talking about hours, this being hours. So I've been in both the nonprofit sector and the tech sector for the last 5 years. I've been focused explicitly on this very small piece of making those two things go together, which is how citizens, people, all the people you want to volunteer, the nonprofits, how the people participating are actually empowered with open standards for their own identity online, so that we're not just locked into the giant silos of the world. With all due respect to Google and Facebook, who are here in presence today, we need to have our identities free, or have the freedom to move them around the web without being dependent on those silos. So how are you using open standards like OpenID, activity streams, and really empowering people to and the constituents involved with all these organizations to also have those tools to be better volunteers in
Yeah.
the world and link all this stuff together?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great question.
So it's a great question. The question was about open standards and the use of things like OpenID. So OpenID is an open identity, so that again, you don't have to log into Facebook. You log into OpenID, and it covers a variety of different sites. And we're absolutely excited about OpenID. I mean, to sort of put things in perspective, we were like, whatever's easiest, and whatever seems to work. And OpenID is right at the top of the list. And I think Twitter supports OpenID as well. So that's another big motivator for us to get our act together and do this. You'll notice it
Pull
was
that
a
up too. Can you show them how you can log in with AOL or Yahoo?
Twitter supports.
yeah, I don't actually
Twitter
know those.
supports OAuth.
Just show them that you can do it, actually.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Let's see if there's a. Jonathan was asking me for a demo of.
What was your name again? Tell us your name
My
and where
name
you're from
is
too.
Kalia Hamlin, and my handle is Identity Woman.
Okay.
Well, listen, it's a great point, and I'll just sort of make the general comment that this was not designed for Facebook or for Google per se. It's designed for the web and open standards. So as Adam's going to show you with OpenID, you can log in with AOL or with Yahoo or with Google, whatever you want. And again, we're going to be adding more features and functionality. So Identity Woman, if you've got more ideas, bring them on so we can figure out how to make it better.
So this is the sign. This is the actual sign-in page. I showed the other two, but we support a few others now as well. Oh, here's OpenID.
So to give you an idea, again, you're not stuck in just the Facebook ecosystem.
There's-
You can choose.
And we should have more logos up there. I mean, there's no question that this is an alpha. And and for what it's worth, I'm actually not the expert in all this stuff. Somebody else wrote this, which is amazing to me. Like all I have to do is just put together a database. Like, great, fantastic. It just seems to work. So I'm demoing stuff I don't even really know the details of, which is
We
amazing.
wanted to start with some of the biggest ecologies, from partner sets to sets like this, so that we could galvanize as many people as quickly as possible, and then, as Jonathan was saying, just keep adding more. So if there are organizations, entities, ways to log in that you don't see there, let us know, because we want to add those.
This is not. Yeah, we have.
Ryan.
I'm sorry, I would just like to address.
Tell us your name and where you're from.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Ryan Scott, and I'm with Causecast, and I just wanted to thank you for the shout out up there. And I think what All for Good has created is fantastic. And but I really want to address Lori's questions, because I got the sense that you asked your question, and these guys are you guys are really technical.
Yeah.
And it's awesome, and that's why we have this great platform. But you still need some sort of somebody to say, okay, here's all you have to do, or let us just do it for you. And that's what we're trying to do at Causecast, is trying to bridge that gap, because it is still very technical, and we're talking about gadgets and widgets and all these other things, and there's still what we try to do as at Causecast is we speak both nonprofit and the technical side of it. So you could you could format your data to go into All for Good, and you could be shown how to format your data for All for Good, or you can just kind of leave it on your website, and then have a company like ours, and I'm sure others like Volunteer Match can take your data and just put it into the system, so you really don't have to worry about it anymore. And I think this is what
exactly
what
right.
they would like us to do. Sure.
The concern really is for all the people who are here, like me, who want to learn this, who run nonprofits. We're sort of a lot of times preaching to the choir. There are so many nonprofits out there that need to learn this. Now, if we go back and say put a widget on your website, that's where we got to reach out to lots and lots and lots of nonprofits. Otherwise, they're not going to be moving forward towards the next century of giving, and they're not going to participate in the kind of philanthropy that we're talking about here. So that's really the concern, is who's not here. That kind of outreach. So to make a commitment to reach out to that.
Exactly, and I think for what All for Good has done is made it simple for slightly less technical or slightly more technical than the average nonprofit to implement this. And what we're trying to do is make it so we can make it that simple, and really involve everybody. So.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we should take another question here.
Maybe.
Sorry.